So having said all these main features, so what are the key things that you will have to keep in your mind? Why do you have to go to ClearCase 8.0? Just recapping, faster UCM operations, faster web views, and easy to set up in the beginning. And the other main thing is ClearCase 7.1 is going end of support in the next year, that is in the April. So we would request all our customers to get onto the supported version, that is 8.0 series, as soon as possible, so that you are on a supported version and you would be able to leverage all these fantastic features that we have been presenting till now. So again, I wanted to reiterate that 7.1 is going end of support because it has reached the normal 5 years of support life cycle. It will go end of support in the next year of April. So please plan for your upgrade on your existing older ClearCase versions and get onto the supported version as soon as possible. So all throughout the year, right from beginning, we have been telling and advocating and recommending our users to get onto a supported version. So when we say upgrade, the main or the first question is, how do we upgrade? How do we plan? We have seen many cases, many PMRs from different customers who are finding it difficult because there has been a change in the way you install compared to your older version, the way you deploy your latest version. So we just wanted to share some of the best practices or the references that you can have and try to plan for an upgrade so that it will help in having a seamless upgrade in case of your organizations. So the key things that you will have to look before beforehand when it's about upgrade is, first thing is the requirement gathering. Then you need to decide upon the approach that you will follow for the upgrade. Then you will finally do a backup of all your ClearCase data. Then comes the execution. You will perform the upgrade literally, and then you need to test for the successful upgrade. So when we say requirement gathering, what do you have to do? You need to check the hardware compatibility, software compatibility, because in most of the cases which we have dealt till now, we have seen that the customers are running on older hardware, which is very low on memory, which is low on disk space, and which is running non-supported or non-compatible versions of third-party integrations. So it's very important for you to understand what is the supported hardware and the supported software compatibility when you're planning for an upgrade. And then comes the customizations. You would have done scripting, triggers, and the job schedulers that you have done. So you need to plan to see what all things you have applied on your WOB and what needs to be backed up. Then comes the WOB and view data. You need to see what is the size of the WOB, what are the number of views, because it's always better to decommission all the non-used or the unused views, because views are always the temporary entities. Once you are done with your work, once you are done with a particular build, it's better to remove that view, decommission, and you're not carrying the unwanted data at least onto your new setup. Then comes the user base. You need to see what is the user base that you're targeting at. What are the number of users? Where are they located? What kind of access do you need to give them during the upgradation? And what are the ClearCase components involved, first of all? So do you have multi-site? Do you have the CCRC WAN component? You need to plan for all these. And what are the client OSs? Because in many cases you might have a varied number of platforms or operating systems that is available for the users. So you need to plan for those operating systems also, because one of the examples is Windows XP is gone out of support. So you obviously, in most of the IT departments in many companies, they would be pushing you to go to Windows 7. So when you go to Windows 7, it's always good to track and see what are the older operating systems and what are the new operating systems that you can go to, and what is the supported ClearCase versions onto the new operating system. So you will also have to keep your end users in your mind when you're planning for an upgrade. So once you are done with all your requirement gathering, then comes about what approach will you follow for performing the upgrade. In most of the cases, multi-site approach is very easy, and it takes a lesser downtime, because let's say that you are running your older version on one of the servers and you're planning to procure a new server and then do a setup onto your new server. So you can create a replica to your target server, and once the replication has done and when you are registered all the WAPs and when it is available onto your new server, you can finally ask your users to start accessing the WAP data on the new server. So in this duration of time when the upgrade is happening, there is a minimum downtime. Your users can still be accessing the WAP data on your existing server or the older version. Or if it is on the same server upgrade that you're doing, then that would involve uninstalling the older version and reinstalling the newer version. So you need to think about it before performing the upgrade, about what approach will you follow. Is it a multi-sited approach or a non-multi-sited approach? In case of a non-multi-sited, you will take backup of your WAP directories, views, triggers, customizations, and uninstall the older version, reinstall, and register everything back. Once you have gathered your requirement, decided on the approach that you will follow, then comes the main thing, that is about backing up the data, critical data on ClearCase. That's the WAPs, views. It's very important to take a good backup. When I say good backup, it is very important. It is dependent on the tool that you are using, because in most of the cases you might have a proprietary backup tool or a third-party tool. You need to make sure that this tool is capable of retaining the ACLs of the ClearCase when it is backing up, and it needs to back up all the files which are open for write. If not, if these things are not kept in place, then the backup that you're taking is not a consistent one. So make sure that you're completing all the check-in operations and you're performing all the deliveries, rebases completely. Lock your WAP, make sure there are no checkouts, and you clean up all your activities and then copy the data. And if you say that you do not have a tool, and if you're just doing an OS-based copy, then you can use the Xcopy utility that is given from IBM. This is very important because Xcopy makes sure that it is retaining the ACLs. At the end of the day, it is important to retain the ACLs. If not, after taking the backup and when you're trying to register, you will face many permission-related issues. So it's very important to plan about what kind of method you will follow for backing up your data. So once you're done with the data backup, then comes the execution part. So in the execution phase, based on the new installation, like is it on a new server or an old server, you will do the new installation. And if you're using the CM component, that is the CCRC component, then you need to install the VAS for initially. After installing the VAS, you can create the profile in the beginning itself and then reuse it while the ClearCase installation. Or you can as well create the profile when you are performing the installation. So you have a flexibility. And if you have a multi-site, then you will have to replicate the WAPs if it is a new site, or you'll have to run commands like chreplica to make sure that there is a change in the host name whenever there is any changes in the host name if it is a new server. So once you're done with the installation and configuration part, Also in multi-site, if you have a multi-site, you need to look at the shipping.conf file so that you make sure that there is a seamless transition of the packets. Restore all your WAPs, restore all your views, apply the triggers, apply the scripts that you have customized, create the jobs, scheduler jobs. Once you are done with restoring all the WAPs, then you might have to do the integration setup. Especially if it is a OSLC based, then you'll have to run the CRM register, making sure that the ClearCase is talking correctly to the corresponding CQDB, and in 8.0 in a WAN based network there is another special file called the CQDB map file which you need to update. So there are a couple of things which you need to do in the execution part. Once the execution is finally done, test for the correct working, do some test checkouts, check-ins, deliveries, create some test packets, see if it is going through to the target server. And once everything is done, then you can communicate to your users saying that they're good to go and they can start using the new server. So this is the line in which you can plan for your upgrade and actually perform the execution. So, as I already told, we have been getting many requests from the customers wherein they are having a lot of challenges in understanding the upgradation process and about the installation methods and the components that are present, about WAS, about IHS. So we saw that many of them are getting confused, having issues in understanding. So this year we have proactively started a program which is called the Upgrade Assistance Program. This applies both for ClearCase and ClearQuest. So in this program, what we are offering is from the IBM support, we are proactively looking at the clients, tracking and seeing who are the clients who are on the older version,